Hello there, Eagles fans. Welcome back to Philly Eagles Therapy. I'm Basil,
And I'm Baz.
and we are recording Wednesday, December 24th, 2025. Merry Christmas Eve, and Merry Christmas to all of you out there watching. We hope you all have a great holiday season, a Happy New Year, all that fun stuff. I'm sure, Dad, you have something else to say as well.
Yeah, definitely. Hope everyone has a safe Merry Christmas. We had a nice night tonight, little dinner. Had a lot of fun with the grandbaby playing, opening
Yep.
up like 5,000 toys. So she had a blast. And then she went home cranky to her parents. So we were happy to see her have a good time tonight.
Yeah. Thankfully, we got home, and yeah, I told you she went to bed right away. I mean, we got her, we got her dressed and everything like that. She already had her pajamas on, but we gave her the
Yeah.
bottle, and usually after the bottle, I gotta put her up, and she cries for a second. She was after the bottle, she was done. She was done. So I just sat there for a few minutes, just kind of making sure, letting it set in.
Yeah.
But yeah, she was out. So yeah, no, great day today. Great Christmas Eve. We don't usually do things on Christmas Eve, but we got a lot scheduled for this Christmas season, so we kind of did a little
Yeah.
Christmas Eve dinner tonight, and then we got a nice Christmas day. Relaxed morning tomorrow, and then we'll see you at dinner tomorrow at the Weiss family's house.
Yep. Yeah, I just want to thank everyone that's been watching this year, commenting, liking. We've had a lot of fun doing this podcast. I hope we can do it. We won the NFC East again, so we're pretty happy about that. So we just wanted to do a quick pod and just say, hey, Merry Christmas
Yeah,
and thanks for all your getting involved this year.
absolutely. Yeah. So you didn't want to do a full episode here.
It's up to you. I don't know.
I have it ready. Let's go.
Let's go. I'm ready.
I thought, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Dad, so let's get through this then. Give a shout out to the Philadelphia Eagles fan club of Colorado Springs, who meet at Rhino Sports and Spirits for every single Eagles game here in Colorado Springs, on Barnes and Powers. Merry Christmas to all of you that are in the club that watch, and a Happy New Year to you as well. We love and appreciate all your support, and we hope to see you all soon. Maybe Sunday, probably not. Gosh, maybe it might be the postseason. Might be our first time back. We haven't gone in some time. We haven't been able to. But,
Yeah. It depends when
all right,
we don't know when the Commanders game is going to be yet, though. They don't have a
correct.
time or a date, so
True.
it might work out. If Kai's not working, we get head over.
Yeah, definitely. Dad, get into some news before we talk about the game. Pro Bowl. Pro Bowl selections have come out. The Pro Bowl rosters have been announced, and surprise, they got it wrong again.
Oh, they always will. They always will.
Yeah, it's how it works. We all know, a third of the vote is the fans, a third of the vote coaches, a third of the vote players, and it's just always weird because it's there's still 2 games left in the season. They do the voting, a couple games ago, and it's also it's very important to be in a good streak when the voting opens, and that's
Right.
kind of the struggle with some of our players was when the voting was an opening and everything. We went on a 3-game losing streak. You know what I mean?
Right.
So
Yeah.
it was a bit of a bummer.
Well, it's funny because they're always going to get it wrong, and it's not just our team; it's every team.
Oh,
You could
of
talk to
course.
any team out there and say, "Yeah, this guy made it," but really, this guy's having a great year. So, I mean, yeah, I guess you just have to wait for the All-Pro stuff to come out because they're the ones that really do their homework. But yeah, it's
Yeah.
kind of, I don't get upset about it. I don't get mad about it. Everyone's
No.
saying that this person shouldn't, this person should. It'll shake
So
out.
yeah. So you have 5 players from the Eagles make the Pro Bowl roster. 3 of them I 100% agree with that should have made it. So they got 50% right. The other 2, I think 5 players is correct for our team, but I don't. They just choose the wrong players. So let's get to the correct ones first.
Sure.
Zach Bond, who obviously people have mentioned he's not having as good of a season last year. He is. It's just not showing up as much. The forced fumbles are down and everything like that. But
Right.
he's still absolutely one of the best linebackers in the NFL, and he's been great this year.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, if you put his numbers up from last year to this year, tackles for loss, interceptions, he's just not getting the forced fumbles. But, how many of the linebackers could you tell me how many forced fumbles do they have? It doesn't work that
No,
way.
no,
He's a leader on a defense that's ranked third in the league right now, and it's only going to get better in the next couple of weeks and as
yeah,
the playoffs go on because we got everybody coming back. So, yeah, I think they got it. They definitely got it right. So, and it's
yeah,
nice to have that guy that got it last year and then went to the Super Bowl and is a Super Bowl winner and, comes back the next year. So that's good.
yeah. The next two kind of go hand in hand because they're same year, same position, sort of. Quinyon Mitchell, Cooper DeJean, the second-year corners for the Eagles, making the Pro Bowl, well deserved. And if they didn't make it, it would have been kind of insane. So no, it was fantastic to see them. Really, especially Quinyon. Cooper, of course, is incredible, but Quinyon is just next level of elite cornerback status. I mean,
Yeah.
he's just incredible. And if he hadn't made the Pro Bowl team, it would be one of those. Okay, this isn't even a
Yeah.
thing, you
Yeah.
know.
If you were to ask every starting quarterback that played the Eagles this year, they would say he's the best defensive back in the league because he
Yeah,
shut down every team's best receiver. Maybe a guy makes a catch, but he shut them all down. And it gets to the point where they don't even throw it his way anymore.
yeah. The next two are the surprising ones. So Jalen Carter, who was voted as a starter in the Pro Bowl, and then Cam Jurgens, which was the mega surprise. Not to say that either of these guys have had bad seasons.
Right.
Cam, you could argue, it's been iffy, but Carter's just been so injured, as well as the ejection to begin the season. And
Right.
then Cam, he's been injured too, but when he's played, he hasn't been great. Carter, at least when he's played, he's been really good,
Yeah.
but he just hasn't played that much. So it
Right.
is weird to see both of these guys make the team.
Well, again, with Carter, first of all, you could talk about last season how he came up, and then the Super Bowl. Of course, he didn't make all the splash plays, but he's double teamed every single week. And I called it in the beginning of this year. I said he was one of the top 2, 3 linemen in the league. He missed the first game. He's been injured. He's been injured throughout the season as well. I think he had an injury with the knee, and his shoulders apparently have had problems. So he had the surgery 3, 4 weeks ago. So, but we'll see. I mean, that's a reputational thing. That's maybe some of the players that have gone against him and said, you know what, I can't stop this guy, even when we're double teaming him. I can't stop him. So, but yeah, Cam Jurgens is one that you kind of. We know the offensive line has had a down year this year. All of them, really. Dickerson, he's been injured. Malata has not played up to snuff, and neither has Cam. So it's I guess it's a reputational thing as well. Maybe there's not that many great centers in the league. I don't know what to say, but yeah, it's odd, but we'll take it. And the one thing I do want to say about the Pro Bowl is, we say they got it wrong, but dude, some of these guys get mega bonuses. Sometimes even get a fifth-year option off making a Pro Bowl. So I mean, it's a serious business. And I've watched a couple of the shows, and one of the guys was saying, we really need to take the voting out of it, and if it's going to count that much towards your contract and a fifth year and all this stuff, it should be really the guys that are the nerds that are sitting up in the box, smoking the stogies and writing the letters. I mean, that's really how you
Yes.
should do it.
So alternates for the Eagles, second alternate Jalen Phillips made it. Third alternate Saquon Barkley and Dallas Goddard. Fourth alternate special teamer Keely Ringo. And then this one surprised me. Fifth alternate Jalen Hurts. I've been the guy who speaks out against Jalen, but based
Yeah,
on his numbers and his play, I know this is one of those problems we talked about. The voting, it happened when he was in the worst time of his life. You know what I
right,
mean?
right,
So,
right, right.
it's just tough, but he should not be a fifth alternate. He should be I think he should be a second or like first or second alternate. That's how I felt, at least when the rosters were announced at first. To find
Right.
out he was a fifth alternate stunned me. But I want to ask you, if we talked about the three that were correct, but the Jalen Carter and Cam Jurgens, if you had to choose one to replace one, who choose one for each to be replaced by, who would you choose?
Oh, if I were to like instead of Jalen Carter,
Yes,
I would say Jordan Davis has been
one hundred
having a
percent.
Pro Bowl season. I mean, it's pretty obvious, and even when the announcers that don't watch the Eagles every week do the game, they talk about him. And who's the other player? Cam.
Yeah, Cam. Who would you
Oh
say would go in
gosh,
his?
I don't know. That would be a tough one. That would be a tough one.
I, I
I don't have one.
I'm gonna say Jalen still.
Okay.
Jalen's number. Maybe I would still probably say Lane Johnson. Now, the reason I would say Lane
Yeah.
Johnson, that people would say, "Oh, he didn't play enough." Well, in the AFC, Joe Alt for the Chargers,
Chargers.
he
He's
made
been
the
out.
Pro Bowl. He's only played 6 games. And he made the Pro Bowl.
Yeah.
And Lane's played, what, 10, 9? It's
Right.
more than that. And you're just like,
Yeah.
come on, man. Like, it's just wrong.
Yeah.
And Lane's the best right tackle in the NFL.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
it's just, it's
I'd say
not.
one of the top two in the last 8 years. I mean, there's nobody else.
Oh yeah.
There's a guy one year maybe have a good year, but he's definitely been the top guy in the last 8 years that you just look to and say that's the guy. So, but the other thing is, I think people, the Eagles, the way they played last year and how they were so dominant, and this year, they're not as good this year. Well, it makes sense. I understand that, but at the same time, you got to do it on a level playing field. You got to look at all the players, not just this guy's really played well. Yeah, but his team's 2-12. Well, yeah, but he's played good. No, there should be criterion that they don't really follow. So I mean,
Yeah.
again, good for the guys that made it.
Yep. Dad, I'm going to go quickly through injuries just to go past it. Most likely going to be seeing Lane Johnson and Jalen Carter back this week, which is going to be huge. So this is a game that the Eagles I'm happily taking very seriously. A lot of fans were talking about, do you start to rest starters? Do you do this, that? And I was, as long as you have a chance for the 2 seed, which is still a pretty, it's not probable, but it's likely. We'd have to win out against, the Bills and the Commanders, and the Bears would have to lose out against the Niners and the Lions. It's not that crazy of a situation.
It's not impossible. Yeah, it's not impossible.
Correct. Exactly. And the Niners, it's in, for the Niners, it's in Santa Clara, and for the Lions, it's in Chicago, but it's the Lions, and they've been trouncing the Bears for years. Yeah. So, as long as you have a chance of the 2 seed, you do have to play your starters. Now, I would say if you play this week and you lose, then yes. If you win and the Bears win, then you don't play your starters next week. If you lose, you don't play your starters next week. I would say until there's no chance for the 2 seed,
I agree.
Then that you have to play your starters. You got to.
I agree because the way this season is shaken down, then the 1 seed is not safe. They could lose that first home game. I mean, I don't know if you know this, but if you look at week 2, I believe the Cardinals destroyed the Rams early on in the season this year.
The Cardinals?
The Cardinals. Wasn't that that was this year, wasn't it?
Week
so,
2.
I mean, no one's safe.
No.
I think there's just things that can happen, Was that last year?
The Cardinals beat the Panthers week 2. No, I'm not too sure what you're talking about. The Niners beat the Rams. The Niners split with the Rams. The Niners beat the Seahawks last time, and the Seahawks have to play the Niners. So the Niners, they can get the 1 seed by winning out. I mean, and
that's incredible
right now
for a team that's been injured. Yeah, I know. It's crazy.
And the Bears, depending on what happens, they could drop from the 2 seed to the 7 seed. I mean, it's not like it's unlikely things. If the Packers win out and the Bears lose out, swap. The Bears go to the 7 seed, the Packers go to the 2 seed.
Could you imagine?
It's the 3 seed. It's really crazy. I mean, anything can happen these last few weeks, and everyone's playing good teams. We play the Bills, the Packers. They have to play the Ravens. We talked about the Bears. They got to play the Niners. They got to play the Lions. The Niners. They have to play the Bears. They have to play the Seahawks. There's luckily for us, it's not just us going through a hard team this week. There's a lot of tough teams playing other tough teams.
Yeah, and like you say, if you still have the shot, you have to take it. You got to try to get that 2nd seed because you never know what can happen. That's what happened last year. We did not get the number 1 seed, but we got the home field, NFC Championship game. So,
and the AFC, I wanted to mention. Sorry, the AFC, there's 6 teams that can get the 1 seed still. 6 teams, they can still get the 1 seed.
That's crazy.
I was watching the Steve Kornacki the other night, breaking it all down. It's just crazy. I mean, it's everyone's beating one another.
Yeah.
So until you cannot get the 2 seed, you have to play your starters.
Yeah, I agree. And some of the games we've seen, even last week with the Bills, they almost lost to the Bears. I mean, and this was a game that they should. I'm sorry, the Browns. And that that game, before that, you're like it's not even close. So, I mean, all the teams have deficiencies, and I still think this late in the season, any team can win a game.
Yeah. And I forgot to mention, nice Cooper DeJean jersey. I got mine on, too.
Oh, sweet. Yeah. Very good.
I had to honor. He's the only player I have. Well, I guess I have Jalen Carter, but, Pro Bowl. I had to wear a Pro Bowler's jersey.
I get you.
All righty. Let's talk about the game and get into the breakdown of that. Eagles playing the Bills Sunday at 2:25. America's Game of the Week. It's the only 2:25 game because of all the games on Christmas and Saturday.
Right.
So it is the only 2:25 game. Dad, do you have a weather report?
I'm looking it up right now, but I know I've read earlier that a very good possibility of snow in the 20s, but the wind is going to be horrendous, 20 to 30 mile an hour gusts. So it kind of sets up for us to lean on the run game a little bit more against a Buffalo team that doesn't have a very good run defense, and they have a pretty good pass
Yeah,
offense, and our pass offense statistically isn't great, but we know better than that.
yeah. Well, they've got. You mentioned, they've got one of the not so good run defense, but they're the number one rushing offense. So they have
Yes,
most rushing
yes,
yards per game, but they give up the 30th rushing yards per game on the defensive side. So
that's crazy.
there's plus sides for both of us in the windy
Yeah,
weather. For them it's
right.
good that they can run, and for us it's
Yeah,
good that they can't stop the run. All-time record between the Eagles Bills, we lead 9-6.
right.
I wanted to mention this. It's fun that this is a really fun week, I feel like, for Eagles fans, to play the Bills, because last time we played the Bills it was a complete change in every Eagles fan's life. We played that game. It was the Kelly Green game in 2023, and it was with a walk-off touchdown in overtime. And we thought, Jalen, in that moment, we were the 1 seed. Jalen Hurts was the MVP front runner, and it was
Right,
like, oh my God, we had just lost the Super Bowl, but it was just like we are turning everything around. And then we experienced the collapse immediately after that, and
right.
everyone's lives changed as an Eagles fan.
Yeah,
And you thought for the worst until the next year they won a Super Bowl,
yeah,
and
yeah.
so it's pretty fun to think of. The last time we played the Bills, we were completely different fans, and so was every Eagles fan who was alive during that time. I mean, it's just, I'm
Yeah,
being for real. Maybe it's a little
yeah.
dramatic, I'm saying this, but that
No.
game, after that game, our lives have changed immensely. It's crazy.
First of all, you being dramatic is just come on, that's silly. But uh, but yeah, after that game, we thought we were kings of the hill, and then we've just that's fell apart. And again, the funny thing about that is you and I still sit down here watching the games and still go, what happened that year? What
Yeah, I
happened
know.
in
I know.
23? Something happened, and we don't know what it is. We always throw around little conspiracy theories, but why did they suddenly go from where they were 10-1 to where they ended up? I don't know. Maybe 5 or 10 years from now we'll find that out. But yeah, it's
Probably.
so I mean it's not really a revenge game, and we're kind of sitting on the fence as far as yeah, we'd love to win the game. It would be nice to see how we perform in this game, but again, the weather might take everything out of it if it's snowing and 20 degrees and windy, very windy like that. So we'll see. But and it is a home game for Buffalo, which they're fairly good up there this year. I think we're okay on the road, maybe 5-3 or something like that. I'm not sure, but
Yeah, I have it right here. Yeah, we're 5-3 on the road, and they're
yeah,
6-1 at home. So I mean,
yeah.
it's
So
not too far off.
yeah,
But yeah, let me talk about some matchups here. So you already mentioned it. They're the best rushing team in the league, 160 yards per game, basically,
wow,
rushing. And then passing, they're 18th, so middle around the middle of the pack. But they're the fourth greatest best offense based off total yards, fourth
right.
in points, and fourth and third down percentage. So a top 10 offense virtually all around except passing yards, which feels kind of fake because they got one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL, and Josh Allen.
Right. Definitely.
And
No, he's been great for years too.
yeah, not to mention three Pro Bowlers for them: Josh Allen, James Cook, and Deion Dawkins. Not a surprise, any one of them, because they're all fantastic players. Um,
Definitely.
let's talk. Yeah, let's talk about the. Well, we're already on the defensive matchups of it, so let's mention that. So I wanted to mention kind of three players on each side of it. The offense, I'm going to cheat a little bit, or for them. Josh Allen, number one of the best quarterbacks in the league. He's the reigning MVP. So this is the MVP versus the Super Bowl MVP, which is going to be fun to watch, of course. Fun
Right.
little storyline. Dad, what are your thoughts on Josh Allen? I mean, this is one of the most, you talk about Mahomes, Lamar, one of those players that's like, well, if sometimes you just can't stop him, never.
Yeah, it's funny. He's one of those players that when he takes over a game, it looks like there's no stopping him. I mean, it's the same with Mahomes and Lamar. But the thing about him is, he runs. He'll run over people. He can throw the ball and wacky run outside. Throw. He's just so accurate. He's a heck of a player and has been for years. The only thing that I think that might weigh on him is the fact that now he doesn't. Mahomes is out and maybe the Baltimore is not. So I mean, it's like
Probably, yeah.
his path to the Super Bowl is pretty clear cut. I mean, if he doesn't
The
get it
pre-
this year,
the pressure is on
yeah, yeah.
immensely.
If
I
he
mean,
doesn't get it this year, I mean, in the past, it's the 13-second game. We know about that one. We know about some of the other plays, games that he's lost to Mahomes in the last minute and all that stuff. I mean, if he doesn't get it this year, he might just think he's cursed or something. But as
Yeah,
far as a player goes, he's a great player, and
of
he's
course.
definitely one that you can rattle a little bit, but not really. He doesn't get rattled often like most of the other quarterbacks do. You got to hit him hard. He's a big guy. If we can get to him early and often, it might make a big difference. But he doesn't really have the weapons on the passing game. So to me, that's the biggest thing is if we can shut down the pass and really concentrate on the run. But we'll see how that goes.
The next one I'm going to mention is James Cook. Right now, he's the rushing leader in the NFL with, I believe, 1,400 rushing yards. I have it up here. Sorry.
Yeah, he's great.
1,532. He's also got
Yeah,
12 rushing touchdowns. Really good running back. His brother was a good running back as well, and he's reached that level too. He's very good.
that's a lot of yards too. It's almost 50, 100 yards a game almost. I mean, it's got to
Yeah,
be up there. He's got to be
it
close.
is. They're 11-4, so 15 games. He's got 1,500.
Yeah, yeah. So he's
So
doing it.
yeah,
He's doing it. And I don't know what kind of threat he is out of the backfield, but he's definitely. When I was watching some clips of him, and he can definitely makes the right cut. He knows what he's
he's
doing.
got he's got 288 receiving yards and 2 touchdowns through the air. So he can get
Yeah.
you something.
So that's another 20 per game.
The next thing I want to mention, you already mentioned the wide receivers. They don't have. You're right. They don't have great weapons through the air. Wide receiver wise, they do have a really good tight end group. That tight end group consists of Dalton Kincaid, who screwed me in fantasy this last week, Dawson Knox, and I think it's Jackson Hawes, who also has been
Okay.
pulling up pretty well recently.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've got three upper to solid tight ends,
Yeah.
and they use them. They use those tight ends a lot,
Yeah.
and I mean it's good to know that because we got one of the best linebacker groups in the league. So you hope that you can
Right.
really counteract that matchup.
Yeah, it's going to be hard to contain those guys. But again, the fact that you really don't have to, I mean, you can never say you can't worry about a downfield threat because any wide receiver in the league can burn you. But it's definitely something that you can maybe scheme for a little bit more, keep those guys out. And, the thing about tight ends, usually you're throwing to them quicker than you are to wide receivers. The play's developing quicker. So a little bit tight coverage, maybe bump off the line. And if you can get some pass rush, they're going to leave a guy in there to block. So that might counteract that type of situation.
And I should mention our numbers on defense. With the 12th ranked defense in total yards, 7th against the pass, 21st against the run. It really feels like that Bears game just skews that immensely. Third in points, and then 18th in third down. So some tough matchups by the numbers there.
Right.
But what's your confidence level in the defense against this offense?
I think it's going to, I think they're going to be able to scheme them out pretty good. I think some of the players that we've, BG's really on a tear right now. Jomo is playing much better. Davis is Pro Bowl level, and now you got Carter coming back, and he might be ready, disruptive. Like they say, he was playing, a little bit injured earlier in the season, and we all knew he wasn't playing up to that level that we thought he was going to play. At least that I thought. I mean, I was screaming for it all beginning of the year. I thought he was going to be defensive player of the year myself. So it
Yeah.
didn't come down to that, but he's definitely still getting the double teams, and he might come back. Pretty excited. It's been a while.
Let's talk about their defense. So I got some players to mention as well as their numbers. They're the 11th ranked defense in total yards, second against the pass, 30th against the run, like we mentioned, 15th in points allowed, and 27th in third down percentage. And players across the board I wanted to mention. Number one on the defensive line, they got Joey Bosa, who did have a little bit of an injury. He was on the injury report and didn't practice, I think, today or yesterday. I kind of ran through the injury report, but he didn't practice recently, so we'll see how he is. But he's a great player. I mean, he's always been really good. He's always been injury prone, unfortunately, but he's always been a good player.
Yeah, he's definitely a good player, and I do know that one of their DBs, Jordan Poyer, has been a little bit banged up. He left the game last week and kind of late, and the defense never had to go back on the field, so we didn't know if he would have been able to make it out. But if he's out, that might change some things because he's played really well this year, and
Yep.
he's a player that used to play for us many, many, many years ago, and he's continued his level of play for a long time now.
Next player I have is Matt Milano, who's a linebacker. He is one of the He's a really consistent linebacker. Injured a lot. He's only played, I think, it was 11 games this year. but he was an All-Pro and Pro Bowler just 3 years ago, I think, in 2022. So really good player in that linebacker group as well.
Yeah, I'm not very familiar with that name. So, I mean, I've watched some Bills games. I don't watch them all, but I'm not
Not
real
a problem.
familiar with him. But yeah, it's cool.
So yeah, I have his numbers here. Like I said, unfortunately had some injuries this year. Only played 11 games. He does have 3 sacks, 60 total tackles, no picks or anything like that. But he's a consistently pretty darn good player. And then the last players I had to mention were Jordan Poyer. You jumped the gun on me.
Sorry.
Jordan Boyer and Tre'Davious White, the safety and cornerback, players who are definitely on the older side. I actually got to check the
Yeah,
age, but
gosh, he's got to be 30,
yeah,
31.
Poyer's been around for a while. Let me
Yeah.
see it. I got it right here. I'm sorry. Jordan Poyer, he's 34, and
Whoa.
Tre'Davious White is 30. So they've been around for a while. They've been good for a while,
Yep.
and they're just still to this day really good players. I mean, Tre'Davious White had an interception against New England just 2 weeks ago, and
Wow.
Jordan Poyer on the season he's got one
One.
interception, half a
Yeah.
sack. So but he's only played 9 games or 10 games as well. So
Okay.
a couple injuries for these guys. But when they're on the field, they are good players. I just
Yeah.
said the passing defense is second in the league, and there's a reason.
Yeah.
That's why. Those are
Yeah,
the guys.
I'm surprised at that number. I didn't know it was that high. I would have guessed they were not that good, but yeah, that's pretty decent.
Yep. Dad, do you have a player to watch for this game?
Well, I think it's going to be hard not to watch JC, but my eyes are going to be on Jordan Davis again
All right.
because he's the guy who's been playing so well, and if Carter can help in that side anyway, the way BG's been playing tackle, or I'm sorry, defensive line.
Yeah, I get you.
I think I'm going to keep my eyes on Jordan Davis, and hopefully, he's motivated now. He got snubbed, I think, a little bit in the Pro Bowl, and he's an unselfish player, and I think he might come out of the box pretty pissed off.
My players give you Jalen Carter, so I'm happy you switched over to Jordan
Sure,
Davis.
no,
It's an easy one for me to pick coming back from is it 4 games that he's missed now?
I thought he missed
In
3.
Is it only
But
3? No,
I
okay.
think so.
Okay, gotcha. But still, I think it's a big deal to have him back. Maybe the Pro Bowl nod makes him kind of happy and keeps him going, and
Yeah,
maybe he's upset for Jordan Davis next to him as well.
that's his
So
buddy.
that's his buddy. Let me see here. I got his last game was Chicago. So yeah, I think you're right then. He
Friday, yeah.
played. So he played Dallas. He played in Dallas. He played Chicago. He didn't play for the Chargers. He didn't play for the. Okay, yeah. So this. Oh, he missed 2 games.
No,
No,
he
3.
missed.
You're right. You're right.
Yeah, he missed
The
3.
Chargers, yeah, Chargers, Raiders, Commanders. Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, because they talked about it last week, saying he might have came back, and most pundits were like, no, man, let's let him rest. If we need him, let's play him in Buffalo. Let him get
Yeah.
3 weeks, after the surgery. So
Yeah.
or
Uh,
the it wasn't a surgery, but it
procedure.
was a procedure. Yeah,
Procedure. Yeah.
they
Uh,
scraped
do,
his elbows.
do you have a score prediction for the game, Dad?
It's going to be super close. I mean, it's going to go either way, but I'm going to say Eagles 21-18. I think it's going to be a low scoring game. I would definitely take the under if I was a betting man, but I'm not.
Yeah. I'm going to go the same thing, similar to you. I think it's a close game as well. I am going to take the Eagles here, 24-20.
Gotcha.
It's in Buffalo, so that's tough, but I do think these are evenly matched teams. This is really the game. I don't want to say of the season, but
Right,
it really is the game that's kind of going to tell us: are we going to just be happy with the division title, or are we going
right,
to believe something's going to happen here?
right,
Because
right,
if they play, to me, if they play well in this game, win or lose, if they
right,
play really well and it's back and forth against a good team and they lose in
right,
in a way, then you believe, okay, they can
right.
do something here.
Yeah,
But if they lose and they look like how they looked against the Bears or
right.
the Cowboys in the second half or one of those teams, if that looks like that, then it's going to be a whole okay time to buy the
Yeah,
division shirt because we got
yeah,
nothing going on here. I mean,
yeah. Those
this
shirts
is
are
a make or breaker.
shirts are going for $45. So I might wait a few weeks, but
There's 2 different division shirts. One's like 35, so I'm gonna go with
okay.
that one.
All right. So, but yeah, no, I agree with you there. I do think if they can, I don't know, even if it's a close game, but a complete game where they don't just play good in the first half and don't just play good in the second half, like a complete game, some good offensive, creativity. We always bring that word up, but where they're running this way and good play. Like it seems like maybe in the last few weeks. I know that the competition wasn't the same, but it doesn't matter if you're moving the ball and you're fooling the other defensive coordinators. There's only 32 of them in the league, so if you can move the ball, these guys get paid to play too. So if that's all I'm looking for is really is a complete game, not just a half or we're 10-7 at halftime. Let's move the ball. I'm looking for
Yep.
that. For looking for that.
Agreed. Reminder for you all to like and subscribe if you're watching on YouTube, or if you're listening to the podcast, you can go ahead and rate and subscribe. Dad, let's talk about some other games for the weekend. So a couple games on Thursday on Christmas that we'll mention. Cowboys gonna be playing the Commanders. That's kind of that might be a no watcher for me, depending on the Commanders are playing their third string quarterback, and
Yeah.
it's not even worth it to watch for me. You got the Lions, Vikings. The Vikings beat the Lions last time they played, and the Lions are playing for their season these last 2 weeks, and they're hoping for other things to happen because they need some big time losses for them to have a chance to get into the playoffs. So
Right.
that'll be an interesting one to watch.
Yeah, again, I've already talked about this. I'm not a fan of games on Christmas. I wish they would get rid of it. It's not
Agreed.
going anywhere. They're going to have them every year. Hopefully, we never play in one of those games for maybe 10 years because games on Christmas is sacrilegious, in my opinion. I just think it's stupid. You want to have one at 7 o'clock at night? That's fine. Maybe throw a college playoff game at 9 o'clock at night, something like that after we're done the day, but not during the day. It's just wrong. It bothers me, and I won't be watching. I might be peeking at scores. That's about it. But I definitely will not be watching. I would like to watch the Lions game, if any of the games. I wish that was the night game because I'll be home by then and I'll be able to kick in my my sweats and a blanket and sit downstairs and watch it. But that's the Chiefs game, and that's probably going to be a lousy game because they're sitting everybody.
Yeah,
The
I mean,
Commanders are playing a third. Commanders are already playing a third string quarterback. Mariota's not playing, which I don't understand, but I guess they're tanking.
And
Without
the
saying
Chiefs,
it.
yeah, Broncos Chiefs. I mean, I feel like that's gonna be a blowout. I feel like that's gonna be
Yeah.
a blowout, which good for the
Yeah.
Broncos fans. I mean, it's
Yeah.
good for them to get that feeling.
It is.
But
Sweet.
it's not even. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not even gonna be fair. They're playing a third stringer. It's such a.
Yeah.
It's funny because I agree with you. I hate having football games on Christmas. I can't stand it.
Stupid.
Let the NBA do it. I don't. Who cares?
I agree. I never watched that either. Yeah.
No, I know.
It's just not the day for it, man. Thanksgiving's different. That's
I 100% agree.
It's different. Like you got the game on in the corner, but Christmas is more. Sometimes you only see those people once a year, twice a year. Like to me, I just I don't need that distraction. And I'm so glad we're not playing because we played on Christmas a couple of years ago.
Yeah, in 2023.
It was awful. It was awful.
It was awful. Yeah, it
terrible.
was the last game. It was the last game we won in 2023. It was terrible.
And real quick with the Broncos, it's a storybook season. You definitely want to sweep the Chiefs, and I don't care if the Chiefs are playing their high school backups. They're going for that win. They want that win. They want to sweep the Chiefs, and I'm all for it. I think that's the way to go.
Now, the way I feel about Christmas is not the way I feel about Saturday games. I do enjoy Saturday games every once in a while towards the end of the year.
Oh,
Texans gonna be taking on the Chargers. That's a huge game for playoff standings. The Chargers, if they win out, they win the division. So it's pretty crazy that they still have a chance to win the division because it felt like the Broncos were just so
locked
far
it
ahead.
up. Yeah.
But Texans Chargers, that's going to be a huge game. And then later that night, Ravens Packers, another enormous game. The Ravens are playing for their postseason hopes. The Packers kind of are too. It's crazy to see the teams that are at the bottom or on the cusp of playoffs.
I'm glad you brought that up. I didn't even realize there were Saturday night games this week. So that's kind of cool because post Christmas and
I love a Saturday game, man. I
told you the story in the old days. In the college season ended, they didn't have the playoff and all that. And that second or third week before Christmas, they'd have a Saturday game, and I'd run out and get the tree and then watch the game. You guys were little, but I'd watch the games all day with putting the tree up and out of the corner of my eye watching the game. It was the way to go. It was perfect. So yeah, I'm like you. It's kind of neat to have those Saturday games. I like them as well.
And then Sunday's got an almost full slate, but there's really only one game to mention. It's the Sunday night game, Bears-Niners. I mean, that's going to be a game that we are fully looking at. And, it's going to be nice because if we, say we win Sunday and then the Bears lose Sunday night, the good thing is the next week we play at 11 o'clock and the Bears play at 11 o'clock as well. So there's really no
Right.
They're not gonna like know ahead of time. Oh,
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
didn't get it, or it's
Right.
just gonna be, hey, we're going to this game, we're trying to win it.
Right.
So hopefully the Bears can lose this week. I hate to cheer for the Niners. It sucks. I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
But right now it really matters most that we get
Yeah, it
that
does.
2 seed.
I agree. And I think that would shake up who we would play in the first round. And, there's certain teams we've already looked at, and I'm not going to mention any teams, but there's certain teams we would rather not play in the first round. And, if that's what we have to do when we get this number 2 seed, I'll be all for that.
Yeah. Well, I've been playing with the ESPN playoff predictor and with the machine. And with the most recent changes, I made some predictions and everything. And the way I had it set was that we would be the 2 seed and that we would play the 7 seed and would be the Packers, which I would be very, that's a team I'd be happy to play against in the first round at home.
Yeah, no, I agree. And it's also, you start seeing those TikToks about the Cowboy fans saying, hey, we're keeping those Eagles a seat next to us for their first round exit, which,
Nice.
it shouldn't bother me, but it does. So I would like to get that number 2 seed and maybe play the Packers in the playoffs again. And, that'd be nice because they've kind of been our springboard the last couple of years. We've beaten them several times, and it would be kind of nice to end their season one more time.
Yeah, it would be nice especially because you get to rub it into Cowboys fans a little bit more. Last time they were in the playoffs, they got humiliated at home against Jordan Love. And since then, we've beaten them 2 times. Since then, we've beaten them 3 straight times.
Yes.
One of those being in the playoffs.
Yep.
And man, if you got to play them again, beat them in the playoffs again, we get to say we beat them 4 times since you lost to them in the playoffs, buddy. Like, I mean, it's don't even talk to me.
Yeah, that was sweet. I remember that game.
Yeah. Dad, that was the only thing that saved the 2023 season. That's the only thing that saved me from quitting football. Dad, do you have anything else to say about the Eagles, about football, anything this weekend, about Christmas?
No, not really. I just want to wish everyone a Merry Christmas. Be safe in the new year. I've gotten a lot of texts from a lot of my buddies from back in Philly and back in Phoenix, and it's just that time of year. We all get together and we all enjoy each other's company and we reach out to each other. And to me, it's that goosebump time of year. So it'd be nice to win on Sunday night or Sunday afternoon and enjoy that too. But we already got the pre-win. You always want to win the game before Christmas, in my opinion. That kind of gets you in that mood. And usually a lot of us have vacation time, which I do. And, it's kind of nice to just kind of sit back, maybe watch some highlights.
Yeah, because Thanksgiving got ruined. So, it is nice. You won the first 2 games before Christmas.
Yeah.
So, I mean, or the 2 games before Christmas. Yeah. And that, you're right. It does make, at least Christmas, we get to be joyous and happy. And then we'll see how the new year goes.
That's right.
All right. Let's say our goodbyes. You can follow us on Facebook, Instagram, or TikTok. If you like Philly Eagles Therapy, do us a favor, rate and subscribe wherever you get your podcast. If you're watching on YouTube, please like and subscribe and comment down below your prediction for the Eagles-Bills game this Sunday. We, again, hope you all have a happy Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year as well. And please, like my dad said, do be safe out there with all these, of course, if you're living around snow and there's, people unfortunately drinking and stuff like that, be safe. And we love and appreciate all of you that are supporting us. But other than that, you can email us your questions at phillyeaglestherapy@gmail.com. But from all of us here at Philly Eagles Therapy, I'm Basil.
And I'm Baz.
Go Birds.
Fly, Eagles, fly.